And we're back with another episode of Curbcast.
Whoop whoop, number 9.
Number 9. We're almost to double digits.
I know, we're getting there. We're getting there. Come a long way. And we have some special people to thank for that. So, starting off, first and foremost, we have Digital Realm Studios. They are a huge reason of why we are doing this, why we're here. They provide all the film and audio production that you can need. They are local here in Prescott, but you know what? If you need something outside of Prescott, I'm sure they would come provide that for you. They have some really great services.
They have the best of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. As well as Axiom Hi-Fi.
Axiom Hi-Fi, they do a lot for public events, and they can do lights, they can do audio, they can do pretty much anything. Those guys are also really, really great. If you're doing some sort of live event or performance, call those guys. Those guys are amazing.
Yeah, they do a lot of great stuff. Another reason why we look so good here is Axiom Hi-Fi. And then we get on to Yavapai College, huge sponsor of us, huge supporter. They were on our last episode, so shout out to Connor and Nick for coming on, having a good time with us. They are great college, though, providing 4-year programs that are affordable, career technical institute. It's all around the best
Amazing
deal you
opportunities you can get there.
Yeah.
For cheap, too.
Yeah.
For the common man.
100%. Like the common folk as you and me. And another one, TBD Crew.
TBD show
Yeah.
is freaking awesome. Those guys are doing the coolest stuff. They do all sorts of stuff. They do like comedy sketches, they do talent shows.
Right.
If you want to see something in Prescott, see them. They got it all. And
Dude, they threw a rave here.
they
Like,
threw a rave here.
Yeah, that's so sick.
That's
we were
awesome.
actually outside of the Federal on that episode, but we did a little podcast for that night, and it was so cool, dude. They turn it up a
They
notch.
turn it up for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
And also a big shout out to one of our other sponsors, the Alzheimer's Association. They're doing a lot of great work on just research for Alzheimer's, finding treatments. They also do stuff for dementia. That's a really, really big problem, and
Yeah.
some of it can start even in your 40s. And so they're just doing a really great job, and they're doing a common good for everyone.
Yeah, they're making change in this world, which is just, it doesn't get better than that, man. So huge shout out to them. We thank them a ton. As well as Prescott Tire Pro. They are your go-to for the automotive industry. If you have a problem with your car, not just tires, brakes, cooling, anything you need, go to them. They'll hook it up. And they have great customer service. Can't say it enough, man.
Awesome
Can't
people.
say it enough.
They
They're
got
super
some
cool.
candy. They got some
Super
candy
knowledgeable
there
as well.
in the waiting room.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Awesome people.
Finna go get me a lollipop. Anyways, we're here in front of the Western Heritage Center, which is our location guest or our location sponsor for tonight. And we're gonna have a featured guest, Benjamin Staples, who's a director of an indie film, Eyes Within the
The
Shadows.
Eyes Within.
Yeah. So he's gonna be coming on. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be playing our game that we always do, which is
Topic Roulette.
Yes, sir.
And so topic roulette, we get a wheel of topics, we have our guests spin it, and then we torture them with the topics.
Yeah, we got a bunch of preloaded questions in there. We're gonna run it up, have some fun, make it.
We actually have a new host today too.
Oh yeah. Greg Paul.
Greg Paul.
Yeah, he'll be on joining us later on in the episode.
He's perfect for our guests because he's also really involved with film and
Yeah.
stuff like that. He's really into that stuff.
I know he's part of the I think it's the Prescott Film Association. I can't remember the exact name, but you'll catch it later in the episode. Anyways, I'm super excited. The Eyes Within the Shadows, that's the name of it.
Eyes Within the Shadows.
So, huge shout out to Benjamin Staples for coming on. Anyways, we're going to get right into it. I say episode 9 begins now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
And we're going to come back with our first guest. Thanks so much.
We've got some very special guests tonight. One of our local filmmakers, Mr. Ben Staples. Chris, what's your last name?
Basham.
And Chris Basham. All right. Ben, tell me about Eyes Within the Shadows.
Oh, so Eyes Within the Shadows has been a project of mine that I started from just a crappy camera, like probably about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, pretty close. And it started out with an idea with a good friend of mine, and
We've just done a little shift change. How about that? Oh,
did.
it's well, like 1 second you were in one seat, and now you're in another.
I know.
All
you
right.
Never know what's gonna
So
happen.
3-4 years ago, was Chris on board at the very beginning?
Not yet. So Chris came on board about a year after that, and we had met up at Denny's, and just I pitched the idea. I was nervous about it.
Was this
and-
over a late night meal? Because that tends to be
yeah.
when most things happen.
Oh,
Like, we're
yeah.
talking like 12:30, 1 a.m.
Pretty
you know,
much.
You're having the Grand Slam breakfast, and all of a sudden this idea hits you.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay.
So no, I came to him with a whole bunch of folders, whole bunch of drawings I did, whole bunch of concepts, and he's like, I'm sold, I'm on board.
Great.
And the next thing you know, things started growing, and I started actually meeting up at PAFA and meeting new people and seeing what they did and going at a professional level. And it's been about 2 years of just constant work towards this thing because I've just fell in love with it. It's Eyes Within the Shadows is a independent horror film that I've been working on for.
You're shooting right here in Prescott,
I'm
right?
shooting right here in Prescott.
Yep.
So the story behind it is it's really about a group of 5 friends that grew up together in Prescott, and they all go through a series of animal-related attacks when they're younger, and they survive, and they get put in a situation where they get back to a reunion when they're older, and the same things start happening again. So it's a creature feature that I've been working on for a long time.
Wow. Okay.
We're working on a whole different origin of creature. You know, everybody goes towards werewolves, Draculas, back to the basics, and tries to redo it in their own way. And I just sat down for almost a year trying to write down what this creature would be, and made it so much different than anything else.
There you go.
Yeah, no, it's been a rough road, but it's been cool having people on board and knowing that I can't do it on my own, and it's been a journey so far.
Yeah, well, no man's an island, and
Oh,
again,
yeah.
when you're a film crew, you can't run the camera, run the sound, call directions, hold up the lights. It's just it takes a crew. Have you gotten a lot of support from the Prescott Area Filmmakers Alliance?
I have, yeah. They've pointed me in a lot of different directions. I've gotten actually one of my biggest actresses here. I met her, Krista Cooper Smith, and I've gotten Patty. Patty got involved, and she's just been an awesome PA.
Patty Edwards?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, she's been involved in so many different ways, and it amazed me like hitting these things because I didn't realize how much raw talent was in Prescott.
Oh, yeah.
Like it just blew me away, knowing that having our casting calls, and I'm like, oh my God, that's one of the characters that we need. And she just wanted to be one of the people that picked up trash, and the next thing you know, she's like being one of our star characters. And it's just like you just never really know like who out there has like something that.
Well, I'm gonna parlay that
Yeah.
into that's what makes the Prescott Area Filmmakers Alliance so great, because you have all these people that have either moved here or their parents were living here. They were in the business in California, or in my case in New York, what have you. So it didn't matter. You were working in the movie business, and it ended up being where you landed as you got a little older in life. We got a lot of retirees from the business that were doing set design and lighting and camera guys and wardrobe and makeup people, caterers, just people that had worked in the movie business, and they're all living here in Prescott, which is like, what?
Yeah.
How
who
did
would
that
have
happen?
thought?
Where you there's a studio designer I know lives like 3 blocks from me. He designed the studios for like Sony and for Warner Brothers. It was literally the guy that was like, yeah, here's gonna be the layout, it's gonna have X amount of floors, and boom, And you're like, really? That was your job? I mean, you got paid for this. You were an engineer. You got hired by these companies. You did this kind of thing. But all those resources, that knowledge, that worked to our advantage here. Because again, when you needed some help, you were able to find all these people around. You have access to them, and so that's something, extremely rare.
Oh yeah.
And we're really lucky to have that here. As we were saying a little bit earlier in the Curbcast, the history of motion pictures in this town
Oh yeah.
is massive. I mean, we were literally shooting movies before the talkies. They were out here, doing stuff, and it's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
Are you still raising money? Are you still doing this thing? You had your thing up on Facebook, I believe.
So we made some, we did lose a couple cast members, and I can see why. Things stretched a little bit. They got busy. Life happens.
Yeah.
It's all been voluntary work since I started. So I've been talking to other people about getting all the puzzles and pieces together that we would actually need, and try to do things like just the right way, and try to get this started.
Right.
There's going to be some redo shoots, and we might have to start over from scratch, but I don't know. It just seems like everything happens for a reason, and
Yeah, Ben's. It's been crazy couple years, I think, for everybody, and we've had to kind of reformat what we were doing from the beginning. Like Ben was saying, we had a lot of voluntary work, a lot of time spent and things of that nature. So we kind of really had to come together and rethink how we were going to approach this thing. And it might come to go to a couple of reshoots. But we're going to be trying to generate a lot of buzz on the social medias. We're going to try to be generating a lot of support,
Right.
kind of in that atmosphere and in that universe, so that way we can push forward from where we initially hit a block and actually hit our goal this time. So, what was it? You only fail if you give up, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
unfortunately for Ben, we don't know how to quit.
Yeah. No.
So we're just going to keep going.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
It's,
yeah.
It is, exactly. I'm the guy who has to do anything twice to make sure it hurt. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh man. Is it time to spin the wheel? I don't know. What happened to the wheel?
Oh.
We are wheelless.
Okay.
We are wheelless? No. Well, Ben, if someone wants to help you out with this project and move forward with this, how can they do that? Would they connect with you through the PAFA?
So
maybe
they
come
could-
come to a meeting again
Yeah,
a week from Monday.
Yes.
So what, the 14th?
Yep.
Monday the 14th, there will be a PAFA meeting at 6 p.m. at the Western Heritage Center right here on Montezuma Street, and you'll be able to meet and work with, see what the Prescott Area Filmmakers Alliance is all about. Yeah, I mean, literally, you have people that show up and they are actors. There are people that want to work as production assistants. It's just a good way to get involved with the film industry as it exists here. And we are up to 160 members.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice.
Now,
crazy.
we don't always have that many people at the meetings. I mean, the meetings are like 30 or 35, 40 people, but you'll get into that loop. So that'd be a good, that would probably be the best opportunity to meet you, right?
Yep. That would be one, and then just social media, looking up, Eyes Within the Shadows, Facebook, Instagram.
Well, we're going to spin the wheel here, the trivia
right.
wheel. So hit the white button, is that it? Hit the white button in the center there, Ben.
All right.
And
Double tap.
I guess it's going to stop right over here, and it's going to stop on trivia. So now what?
Trivia.
We have a winner, trivia. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Well, it was
And then
trivia.
I'll give you.
Which I'm horrible.
And we have a
Trivia.
series of
Sorry,
questions.
on you.
We'll see where this takes us. I mean,
We'll see
spinning
where it
the
takes
wheel
us.
is always exciting.
Oh yeah.
All right. How many bones are there in the adult human body?
Ooh.
I'm going to just take a rough guesstimate here. Okay.
Guesstimate is
I'll,
good.
if you even get close,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
because there's way more than you think.
Oh yeah.
And of course, because you break down the separate bones that are in your phalanges, in
absolutely.
in your toes and your fingers, and you're talking like 100 there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So what do you have left, Chris? What do you say,
206.
Ben?
207.
You're gonna go with a 206.
207.
Of course, you not that kind of bone.
I know, right?
All right, here we go.
I would say 240.
No, you're 206. It is officially
206? Oh,
200 medically labeled bones
Really?
in the human body.
Yeah, I only know that because I've broken 43 of them.
Oh, well, I didn't. We had a ringer.
Well,
we had
I
a
just-
ringer here in the crowd. Okay,
I just never took the time
let's
to
move
count,
on. Let's
so.
move on to something else here. Let's do a film-related little piece of
Okay.
trivia. Pulp Fiction, Shankshaw Redemption. What year? movies that came out in 1994. Pulp Fiction, Shawshank Redemption. What year did The Goonies come out?
Ooh, if I was to guess, what, 83? 80? Is that the 80s? Early 80s?
The Goonies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was 93.
Nah,
But
it's not
no.
the 90s. It's
You
not
guess.
the 90s.
Definitely 80s.
Yeah, definitely
got
80s.
this.
Yeah. 1985.
Ooh, I was
80s.
close.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were very
close.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closer than Bones.
Hey, you know what? We got it.
Yep, we
No.
got it.
What was the name of the ship in Alien?
Ooh,
You got this. You got to know this.
I gotta know this.
You have to know this.
I'm not. It's not registering. You
gotta know
got
this
it.
one.
You got
no,
it.
No, you're the one who likes aliens.
The original Alien. You
Uh-huh.
know.
The original Alien. I just can't think right now.
Oh my goodness.
You know it?
Somewhere in the back
Somewhere?
of this big thing I call a brain. It's just empty space.
All right, that's all right because
Go
it was
for it.
in space. It was the Nostromo.
Nostromo.
The Nostromo.
Nice.
Right. Hey, we just played some movie trivia. We talked with a couple of movie guys. Really appreciate it. Eyes Within the Shadows. You'll be here April 14th
Yep.
for the Prescott Area Filmmakers Alliance meeting at the Western Heritage Center right here, and we're going to wrap up this version of Curbcast. Ben Staples and Chris
Basham.
All right, I was going there, and I'm just like, I got to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, I'm Greg Paul, and we've been talking movies here on Curbcast. We've been dealing with film in Prescott, and it's been great. Thanks, guys.
Right on. Thank you.
All right.
And once again, we're back with the Curbcast. We got another guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Reagan.
Hi, Reagan. Thank you for coming on, first and foremost. It's a little chilly, so, try and stay warm here, make it quick. But we got a wheel of topics for you to spin. So
fine.
I'm going to hand it over, let you go crazy, and let's see what we get. All right. We got technology.
Oh.
I don't know about you, but I got a lot of AI questions.
Oh.
We'll see how we feel. How do you feel about self-driving cars, first and foremost? Because I think they're scary as
I
hell.
saw my first self-driving car the other day. I saw a Waymo in Phoenix, and I was like, that's crazy.
Isn't it like scary to be were you driving, or were you just
No.
like as a passenger?
I saw it like from a third-person perspective, and there wasn't anyone in it, but like I can't imagine being in it.
It's creepy.
No,
It
yeah.
is so weird. Because what are you supposed to do if it crashes?
No,
Like,
yeah.
oh, how do I get its insurance? Do I call the company?
Right,
Like,
and I feel like it doesn't have the same intuition for like other drivers as a human would,
Yeah, no.
so it would be more likely to get in a crash.
I would think so too, but like they seem to be kind of on top of their stuff. I mean, shoot. But if you were to like own a Tesla, would you like sit in the back seat and take a nap while it drives you to work, or like drives you to your concert or
I
something?
could not do that. I would be too anxious. I'd have to sit in the front seat and feel like I'm
I
controlling
know.
it.
That's what I was thinking. I sat in a Tesla this summer, and the driver was like, "Check it," like put on autopilot and just like coasted, and I was like gripping my seat. It was so scary, but I don't think that it's safe at all.
No. Like, did it like mess up at all? Like, did you catch any mistakes?
Not really. I mean, it was like we had to merge, and it felt like it was close, but I don't know. I wasn't. I was too like.
You were just overthinking
Yeah, I was just
because you
like-
were looking for it.
I overlooked it because I was looking for it too much. You're exactly right. Anyways, I got another one for you. Do you think we'll reach a point where everybody will like quit social media? Or do you think social media is here to stay? Like,
I think it's here to stay because I feel like it kind of creates like a whole new world, almost like just a whole new way to communicate and
Yeah.
like express yourself. I feel like people have been like way more themselves. because of
really?
it.
You think people
Yeah.
are more themselves on social media?
Yeah,
as-
because I feel like we're able to relate to each other a lot better
Interesting.
because you don't need to have that face-to-face interaction. I think it'll stay, but it might take like different forms.
Yeah, no, I agree
But-
with you. Especially with like, because I feel like we're going to get into like a Ready Player One mode. Like where we're like playing video games all the time.
Oh yeah,
since
like, the dystopia.
yeah, like AI is going to take over all of these jobs and nobody's going to have anything to do. So we're going to be in like VR goggles trying to like work virtually.
No, yeah. I saw like a lot of like scientific fields are like using AI to like solve these like super difficult problems,
That's what I'm saying.
and it's like we're relying on them to like tell us how our world works.
I
How
mean,
are we supposed to know?
Can you
they're
trust
wrong.
it? Can
Right,
you even trust
exactly.
it? That's my whole point. Is like, dude, what if they're messing with you?
No,
And
and,
you're
and there's
just
no way
sitting
to check because at that point you're like exceeding human limitations. So there's no way to check it.
Right. There's like all this new technology coming out that is like, they're like, oh, this is the smartest computer ever, and like, we should just trust what it says.
No, yeah.
And it's gonna end up leading us down this crazy path, I feel like. But back to that social media aspect, it's really interesting because a lot of people think that like people are fake on social media, and you think that people are more themselves.
Well, like maybe the things that people post and like
Yeah.
choose to put out about themselves, but I feel like especially with like TikTok and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like being able to like post these videos about these like niche things that
Yeah.
we do, and oh, I relate to that. I didn't know
Yeah.
anybody else did that.
It kind of exposes some more things that
Yeah,
you
it
wouldn't
makes-
be.
Makes everyone feel more human.
Yeah.
almost.
Okay, I can get behind that for sure, Because I feel like a lot of people kind of hide behind social media sometimes, and they're like, oh, I'm just gonna post my best self, or I'm gonna edit some pictures and like
Yeah.
try and look good for the gram. But that's a really interesting way to put it, is that you can connect and you can look at what other people are doing
Yeah.
and be like, oh, what?
I feel like a lot of people put the blame on social media
Uh-huh.
when you're the one that chooses what you want to put out. And
That's-
if you want to be your true self and be transparent, that's your decision. But if you want to live this fake life, that's on you.
Yeah, that's valid. But how do you deal with other people being fake? Like, I don't know if you're on social media, like, texting people and, like,
But I mean, like I check social media, but it's not my main form of communication. Like I'm not going to use that to get to know somebody.
right.
You know, I'd probably like have a face-to-face interaction with them first.
Yeah.
But like if I notice they're being fake on social media, I'm not going to like say anything to them about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like,
you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna avoid
if that's
you.
how you want to represent yourself, that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's very valid point. But you bring up some interesting points, and I appreciate you for like being honest, because like that takes a lot. So thank you for coming on,
Of
spinning the
course.
wheel,
Thank
having a
you.
good time. Hopefully you had a good time.
Great time.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll be back with another guest here on the Curbcast in front of the Western Heritage Center. Right on, and we're back with another guest here at Curbcast. We're parked out in front of the Western Heritage Center here downtown. You can hear the cars rumbling, the party's pumping.
The air is
I'm-
cold.
yeah, the crisp air. I ran out of rhymes. But anyways, we have a new guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name's Luca Greco. I'm from Prescott originally.
Right on.
I work at Fan Contracting as an apprentice mechanic. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Right on, Luca. Thank you for coming out, man.
Yeah.
I've known Luca since my 6th grade.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Me and
So
Tim have known each
You
other.
guys go way back.
Yeah.
Right on. Got any embarrassing stories that you can share about Tim on the air?
any moment from 6th grade will suffice. Dude.
Did he like snort
Yeah.
milk in the cafeteria or
No.
something?
This is more about like girls and stuff.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hey, Luca.
Give me
Yeah.
the deets. Give me the deets. I'm just kidding. You don't have to. but
Let's
if
stop
you
it
want
right
to-
there.
Okay. okay.
If you
okay.
want to, you definitely
No,
can.
I won't.
All right, you'll spare your boy. Anyways.
Do you know the name of the game? The
Yeah.
game that we play here?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
topic
I'll give
roulette.
you a little refresher. Topic roulette. You're gonna
Okay.
press that magic white button, and it's gonna land on a topic, and we're gonna torture you with it.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
send it.
All right.
What do we got?
Romance. No, I'm kidding. Tech.
All right, tech. This is interesting because you're actually like a technician, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So maybe you know some stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm gonna open your world to it. All right.
You want me? I have a question.
Yeah. Yeah. Start it off.
So my question is, do you think there's any jobs that could use AI ethically without stepping on anyone's toes or making real people lose money and not being able to
Yeah, like,
support their lives?
Lose their jobs.
Like
Right.
on the construction side or like
Anyway,
Anything.
I don't think on
Well,
the construction side.
I don't really think like AI can replace like construction because we need like a lot of laborers in the field and stuff and a lot of mechanics. We can't just like replace like mechanics with robots because
Yeah.
I don't think they could like physically do that job. So
Not only that, they're expensive, dude.
Yeah.
Like those Tesla
Yeah.
robots are freaking expensive. So
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
feel like people are gonna be buying that.
It's
Yeah,
way
it's-
cheaper to lose a human, right?
Yeah, Luca will lose his
Yeah,
thumb and still go
yeah.
back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Right on.
Yeah.
I got one for you. Do you think AI will become like fully self-aware, kind of take over Terminator style? Like, do you think it's coming?
I think you could take an AI robot, Luke.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just been seeing these like weird videos on Instagram, and they're just like AI videos. I'm like, what the hell's this? Like,
It's really weird.
It looks
nowadays.
real, but it's not.
Nah, it's getting too far. I feel like they just need to stop working on AI.
Yeah.
Like, it's good enough. Like,
Yeah.
we're good. Boom, cut it off.
It's something else.
Yeah, they're getting smart, dude. They're getting like almost smarter than us. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are, but it feels like they are. Like, I be asking ChatGPT to help me on my
Yeah,
homework all
I
the
did-
time.
I did
Don't
that.
admit that. Don't
Yeah.
admit that.
I mean, shoot.
Yeah, I did that a lot in high school.
Yeah. It's
Happens.
it's like it's a different time nowadays.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, just in general, this isn't really related to AI, but how do you like construction and just what you're doing?
Well, it's just like there's always something to do, and it's always different every day. There's always a machine breaking down, or there's always something like messing up in the field. So I like it. I like the rush, I guess.
The rush.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like, you gotta like do it quick. The
Yeah.
boss is like on your ass.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah,
you gotta do it.
especially during the busy season.
Yeah. Oh
It
yeah. I
definitely
believe it.
gets crazy in the shop.
What's your like favorite tool that you get to use?
That's a
He's
hard
like
one.
thinking about
The
all
one
the
that
tools.
breaks things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I liked using the.
The jackhammer.
That's
No,
what-
yeah.
it's like it's called an impact hammer. and
Oh
it
yeah,
connects
yeah.
to
I know
it,
exactly what you're talking
And it
about.
connects to the air, and you can just like hit shit. with it. So,
That's kind of tight.
yeah.
I'm gonna build an exosuit with a bunch of those on.
Yeah,
it.
dude,
Any-
they're sweet.
Any
punching.
impact, anything that like connects to
Yeah.
the air, so nice, so just satisfying.
That's cool.
But yeah, I do like working at FAN. I've been wanting to work there for a long time since high school. So
Now you're working there. Now you're in.
Yeah.
Right on, dude.
yeah.
Right on. I'm gonna end it off with one more.
All right.
If the internet shut down for 24 hours, what do you think the biggest problem would be? No more TikTok, right?
People would be complaining about not posting on TikTok.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
I feel like it.
Definitely.
I honestly feel like that would cause like public outcry. And
Yeah.
people, like,
Yeah.
There'd
there's
be
some,
riots.
There's some people like the internet isn't that important to them, but there's other people it's like their whole life, so they would just go crazy.
Yeah.
And, like I don't know.
Like
What do
the
you think
stock
about
market
that?
I mean,
would crash. And all this
I remember
crazy
when
shit.
like TikTok got like totally shut down, and all my buddies were like, "Oh man, what am I supposed to do now?"
Go outside.
I'm like, yeah, that's what I was telling them. Just like personally, I don't have TikTok, so
yeah, no, I don't either.
I just don't see why so many people like it. Like seriously,
Tim's over there.
not
like,
saying
only
not
one.
saying
He's
like
Yeah, I don't
the
have TikTok either, guys.
Yeah.
Not saying it's a bad thing. But
side eyeing the hell out. Well,
yeah.
right on. I do think that there would be some crazy stuff to go down, but
yeah,
that's for another day. Luca, I appreciate you hopping on
Well,
with us, my
I
man.
appreciate
you got
being
some good
on here.
topics,
Yeah.
good convo. So, hope to see you again around town.
Yeah, it's nice to
Maybe I'll
see
see you
you.
working on some heavy machinery
Yeah,
or something.
maybe.
I don't know.
Impact hammer. Yeah.
maybe.
Well, right on, man.
All right.
We'll be back with another guest here shortly. We're in once again here at the Curbcast. Thank you guys for joining us. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name's DJ Stacks.
I'm Mixmaster Jello.
Mixmaster Jello and DJ Stacks here with us on the Curbcast in front of the Western Heritage Center here, downtown Prescott. So first and foremost, I know from talking to you guys for a little bit off camera that you guys are musicians, DJs. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I actually learned how to DJ from Jello right here, and now
Yeah.
I'm playing a lot of shows. I DJ at Public House here in Prescott every Saturday, and I make EDM, produce.
Cool.
And tomorrow night, if you look at After 12 Phoenix on Instagram, I'll be playing at 1 a.m. in a pretty big warehouse show.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. So what's your subgenre of EDM that you like to play?
I make
And,
freeform bass and dubstep.
Okay. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And do you also DJ? Are you also DJ EDM or?
Yeah, so I DJ. I mean, I've done open format DJing. I mean, kind of how I started. I've done, DJing my own genre that I prefer, which is, like UK garage and some of the drum
Okay,
and bass
yeah.
stuff. But like we were talking about off camera, I do. Both of us have roots in just being multi-instrumentalists in
Yeah,
general.
dude.
Starting on like keyboard and guitar and then like playing in bands and stuff. It was actually helping engineer a lot of the sound and live sound, you know,
Yeah.
using live mixers and sound equipment and getting all the specs right and everything that kind of shifted my perspective to DJing. And that's
Yeah.
kind of how, you know, I made the shift
That's
originally.
that's an interesting crossover from going from like live band to like more of a digital
Yeah.
way of producing music. But that's super cool. So you're playing tomorrow night, right? That's what you were saying?
Yes, I am. It should be pretty fun. Have some new music that's going to come out, and I think
Hell
it's
yeah.
going to be a good time. I have a pretty funny story for you guys. Jello, how did we meet?
So we actually met. So I noticed that. So when I first moved to Prescott, probably like 5 or 6 years ago, the only place that had like a real subwoofer that was playing EDM music was Pub House.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, you'll go there. You know, there's a younger crowd that kind of shifts over there later towards the night. You know, they always had a DJ there, but it never really represented the whole spectrum of what we felt like EDM music
Yeah.
could be or what it should be. You know, like there's different subcultures and an underground, what you
100%.
call
So,
it. Like,
so
you
what do
know.
we do because that we throw in afters? But I don't know you yet.
Yeah, so story is you know, we're like, you know, all these people are coming to Pub House for the same thing, that it's a little slice of the whole thing that could be represented.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, we just decided, we're like, hey, you know, after 2 a.m., let's just get a bunch of people together,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
dude.
throw a house party and see, you know, how far we can take it. And really just, you know, we had all the equipment that we were used to using for
Yeah.
live sound and
Yeah, yeah.
band, you know, and like a Mackie mixer and, you know, the essentials that we needed. All we really needed was a DJ controller, which, you know, I was able to have another friend named Sean, actually. So there's 2 Seans in this story. But,
Well, what was funny about this whole story is I had not met Jello until this night, and when
Yeah.
I heard that he was throwing an afters, I was a total metalhead and punkhead. I
Okay,
play
yeah,
guitar
yeah.
in metal bands, and I just got taken to Decadence for the first time.
Oh, shit,
So
that'll
a-
open your
A
eyes,
week
dude.
ago, and I was like, oh, raving is really cool.
Yeah.
So I made it my mission that night to go to every single person I could find at 1881, all the bars down here.
Yeah.
And then when they rolled through, there was like 50, 60 cars on your road,
Damn,
and
dude.
like the house
That's a
was
fat house party. That's like some
it was a
Project X
small
shit.
house,
Yeah.
and
well,
then
to make a long story short, yeah, we met Sean. I mean, he really helped out. He was monumental, and you know, bringing a lot of people. We thought it was just going to be a small experiment. You know, we never
Right.
really, you know, try to do something of that magnitude. Like, you know, inviting strangers into your house is a big thing. Right?
Yeah, dude.
But we,
no
you know,
doubt,
we
no
cleared
doubt.
the living room out. We got furniture. You know, put it into the different rooms, blocked entrances. You know, made it comfortable and accommodating. And it was his social skills and the,
Oh,
the
yeah.
amount of people that he pulled together. We probably
Cocking
had
it
like
up, man.
50, 60 cars, and then we didn't even know what to do with all the parking, and that was a problem. And then it turned into a whole nother thing. But it ended up being a good night, nonetheless.
Oh yeah, dude. That's
So-
a cool meeting story. Well,
Yeah.
right on, right on. I'm gonna get into my segment. We play a little game that we call Topic Roulette. We just got this wheel where you spin, and it gives you a topic of loaded questions. So go ahead and hit that white button in the middle, and then we'll get started on it. So do you guys end up going to the Winter Laserland at the Federal with the TPD crew?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I actually
You were
went to
there?
that.
Hell
That was
yeah.
a-
Yeah, I've played a couple of their shows.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, to see an actual wall of sound, like a traditional sound
Yeah.
system with some scoops. I think they were using a Hennessy sound rig, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
that
they
night.
got some good stuff out there. We were doing a podcast episode out there when they were running their Laserland. So
Yeah.
we worked kind of tight with them, and it was cool. It was cool to see. But anyways, moving on. You guys spun and got conspiracy theories. How big are you guys into conspiracy theories? You like to get deep?
I'd say I'm a little bit well versed. You know, I
Alright.
browse the internet as much as the average person.
fair, dude. All right. So here's my question to both of you guys. Are there multiple universes where we all exist? Like, are there multiple Jellos?
You know,
out
that's a
there?
good question. So if you look into the black body radiation problem, or why
Interesting.
black holes even can be detected in the first place, and why they eventually shrink and decay, both of those have infinities in their math, right?
Uh-huh.
And we look at it as a wave, like normally, like originally we looked at light as a wave, but when it gets so small or things get so extreme, you just have to quantize it. It goes into individual bits, right? So both of those things were proved that, say like, you know, to make a long story short, if you shine a laser in a room with all mirrors, it doesn't just blow up,
Right.
make infinite energy, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So we were able to prove that. So the multiverse theory is kind of like, I think, you know, we're trying to interpret the infinity on our math, which isn't necessarily the conclusion. It's just the limits to the parameters of the math that we're using to try to
Yeah.
solve the equation. you
Yeah,
know?
no, I
like there's
get that.
something else beyond it, but beyond
For
that,
sure.
we need another set of numbers. Otherwise, it just looks like what blows up into infinity, right?
Right.
So, to answer your question, I'd like to believe I am the only Mixmaster Jello in the universe.
Only Miss Master Jello, and he's
Yes.
right here on the Curbcast.
Yeah, the only
What do you
one
think?
in the whole multiverse.
See, I'm gonna contrast that, Joe, as we
Okay.
usually do, because
Yes.
I have to be different than you. But I would love to believe the fact that there's infinite universes. Therefore, I already know there's a Stax out there that's playing the main festival. So if I already
Right.
did it once, why can't I do it twice?
He's at EDC, right?
yeah, he's
You know,
at EDC right
blowing
now.
it up.
There's a universe where EDC is every day and no one works.
Yeah, that's a good perspective too, and I'd like to hold that.
EDC universe.
I truly
bro.
do not know. But
Yeah.
I'm open to all theories.
That's a good
so.
way to look at it. Well, dude, that was sick. I'm glad you guys came out and got to play our game real quick. You guys want to shout out anything real quick? I know you shouted out tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out, you know, my boy Stax for inviting me to the interview because you know it was
Yeah.
last minute thing. Shout out Public House because it's the best bar in town, plays the best music, and shout out Mixmaster Mint if you see this. Where the
Hell
fuck you
yeah.
at, bro? Where you been?
Anyways, shout out to you guys. Super awesome having you on. Thanks again.
Awesome.
And we'll
Thank
be
you,
back
man.
with another guest in a short minute here.
It's good to see you, man. That's gonna be STAKZ Music on Instagram.
Yeah,
Peace
you can
out.
find me
Yeah.
on I Taste Like Jello. That's my Instagram handle. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Curbcast, or another session of Curbcast. We are joined here with
David.
David and
Gage.
and we are out here at the Prescott Western Heritage Center. Today, gentlemen, we are going to be playing topic roulette. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have this wheel of topics here, and I'm going to spin it, and whatever it lands on, I'm going to torture you guys with.
Okay.
Who wants to spin? Who would like to be our first?
I can spin.
All right. Hit the white part. All right. Trivia.
Oh man.
Trivia. All right. Let me see what I got here and what I could torture you with. As you
Okay.
see-
Okay.
Let me find it here. Anyways, how have you guys been? Otherwise,
Pretty good. How about yourself, Tim?
pretty good. Just hanging in there. Oh, I got a question for you. This one got someone earlier.
Oh man.
What is the name of the American flag? The actual name of it. Do either of you know? It has a name, like a person would.
Like a human name? To
Not
it?
a human name, but it has a title.
A banner?
Okay, I'll give you a hint. So it's 2 words. The first word is old.
Justice?
Old, no, not Old Justice.
Old Republic? No.
Shit, I don't even know.
Think of rebellious, glorious, revolutionary.
Old Rebellion? Old
No.
Republic? Well, I'm just spinning off words.
Okay, what's the first letter of the
G.
G?
Old G.
Oh, what's that?
Did you guys not learn this?
No,
No.
I don't pay attention in history very much.
I dropped out, so
Well, I mean, this was like really young. This was like, I want to say like maybe like 4th grade.
Oh.
Mr. Stengel didn't do me right.
I don't think he was there in 1st grade, dude. That's high school.
No, but like in high school, he should have taught us it.
It's Old Glory.
Old Glory?
Oh,
Old-
glory.
Old
Yeah,
Glory.
Oh, okay.
I would never have guessed that.
All right. Let me hit you with another question here. How many bones are in the adult human body?
Oh.
206?
200. How do you know that?
The Deadpool movie?
The Deadpool movie? That's fair enough. Have you guys broken any bones?
No, I've only fractured a couple.
How so? Just messing around.
Well, I had a skating injury. I fractured like the back of my skull.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How was that? What did you even have to do for that?
I basically just went to the hospital. I didn't need surgery, thank God, but I just kind of sat in the hospital for like a week.
Right. Well, anyways, I say we spin the wheel again. All right.
Music would be a good topic.
No.
What is this one?
Pop culture?
Pop culture.
Oh, perfect.
What do you know? First of all, before I even
Pop culture is like movies, yeah, and like just old times. Yeah.
it's just everything people talk about, I guess.
Oh, okay.
What's a show you've been watched recently? Like binge watched?
Invincible?
Invincible,
Yeah,
yeah.
Invincible's good.
So good.
Invincible is fantastic. Have you read the books for it?
I haven't. I was thinking about buying them, though.
I mean, the nice thing about the Invincible books is they have them all right there. It's a very linear. You can just start from start to finish. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. And the show follows it pretty much like bar for bar.
So, yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, have you watched all the seasons? Like, you finished it?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
All right. You know Conquest?
Mhm.
Dude, he's like a great villain, but he's so weird.
He's a little interesting. What's
like-
the show? Is that the last show you've watched?
Nah.
What is the last show you watched?
The Boondocks.
The Boondocks. Let's get
Dude.
into it.
The
Tell me-
Boondocks is super good because it goes like, it doesn't just like go after one culture. They're like going after all the cultures to like, not like reveal what's in like bad about them, but what's good and bad.
Just like poke fun at them.
Yeah, like poke fun at him and like reveal like, they did an episode where MLK comes back. Like he wakes up, like he didn't actually die, he just like woke up at like was in like a long ass coma, and he wakes up and he's like, he just doesn't know like what to do because the people are so like much different now.
Yeah, it's a different.
Yeah, completely different conflicts now too.
And in that episode, he's like kind of washed. He's like, he's like, no one mess. Like, he was cool back in like.
Yeah,
the
because
50s,
he said what he should say. He was like, they asked him about like the stuff with the terrorists and stuff because it was about that time, and he was like, well, I think we should do what Jesus said and take it on the cheek, you know. And everybody thought he was like terrible for saying that, and it was so funny. It's such a funny episode.
That's a pretty outlandish show.
Yeah.
That's pretty off the rails.
Just like the topics it goes over is great. Like it goes over so many. Like, and it does like parodies of real life things. Like that a kid in Atlanta or Florida. It was Florida. Like he stole his mom's car or his grandma's car and went on a joyride ride and he like smoked cigarettes and stuff. And he was just with his homie. And he's like, I only did it because I wanted to be a bad boy. And it was so funny.
Or the French fry.
Yeah.
We can't say that. But the whole French fry incident. That was an interesting one.
Dude, the chicken accident or like the chicken flu.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that's like the funniest episode ever. Cause they all like, you know when it was like super bad when Popeyes ran out of sandwiches and stuff, and like when they first came out with them, dude, it was bad. Like this one lady was like, "How am I gonna feed my family? How am I gonna feed my family?" And it was so funny. It was so bad. It was terrible.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched that much of the Boondocks.
Yeah, the Boombox. The
Boombox?
Don't even start. The Boondocks is really good. I recommend it. It's just off the walls. It's like that, like pure Adult Swim insanity. Like it's a miracle that show even exists.
Yeah.
Anyways, I do gotta wrap this up. But it was nice having you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Very good talk about the Boondocks. just Boondocks and Invincible lore.
Woo! That's it, man. That's a wrap on episode number 9.
That concludes episode number 9.
Yes, sir. It was a great night here in front of the Western Heritage Center. Just absolutely outstanding guests, outstanding randos. We love our randos. Man,
Love the people of Prescott.
Yes, sir. As well, we got to shout out Benjamin Staples for coming on,
Awesome,
sharing
dude.
about his film that's coming up. It was super cool to listen to him talk. We had Greg Paul from PAFA. Those guys, really cool stuff that they're doing here for the film industry. So thank you to them. As well as Axiom Hi-Fi, Digital Realm Studios for letting us be here, giving us the gear, letting us look so good, man. So huge shout out to them.
And shout out to our other sponsors like Yavapai College. Also
Yeah.
shout out to Prescott Tire Pros.
Yeah.
as well as the Alzheimer's Association.
Yeah.
Really, really great cause.
Don't forget the TBD show. Those guys have been on some episodes. They are huge. They are awesome. And if you haven't already, go ahead, follow us on social media at the Curbcast Pod. Go give us a follow. If you want to see some certain content, certain topics to be spun, give us just throw it in the comments. Just airball it. It might get on, it might not. I don't know. But best you can do is try. So,
And shout out to you, the viewer.
yes, sir. The listener.
Thank you
The
for
viewer.
watching. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. And that concludes episode 9.
Episode 9.
Yes, sir. That's a wrap on today. Thank you for everybody coming out.